I'm Jessie. We're going to start in about a minute and a half. We're going to be started in a seated pose today for a little bit of centering, taking some time to shut out the outside world. So if you'd like, you can go ahead and settle into that pose now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, I'm Jessie. We're going to begin with a few moments of meditation in a comfortable seated pose. Any comfortable seated pose will do. I'm in half lotus, your legs could be crossed, they could be out. Anything you can be comfortable in for about 5 minutes or so. And then as we're ready, we want good contact with our sits bones. We want to sit up nice and tall. We want to pull our shoulders up, back, down, little military tuck to our chin. And then you can place your hands in a yoga mudra, which is a hand position that directs the flow of energy. Often thumb and index finger touching is a popular one. You can actually touch it to each finger or one hand on top of the other, anything to be comfortable in. We're just going to settle in here. Close your eyes and begin to take a few soft, full, deep breaths. And try to inhale and exhale through your nose, filling your belly, ribs, chest with air on the inhale, and then allowing your chest, ribs, belly to relax and let go on the exhale. And just begin to let everything from the outside world slip away as you give yourself permission to be present here in this time, in this space. slowly bring our attention back to our breath. Just focus on your breathing, breathing in and out. Begin to bring attention back into your body. Just do a little body scan here, head to toe to head, check in, see how you're feeling. Notice any areas of tension or pain, anything you need to work on today or be cautious of. Try not to judge, just notice. My left hip is a little bit sore after sitting in half lotus for these few moments. My neck is always holding some tension. Just notice. You can also set aside any worries or concerns for this hour. You can set a goal or an intention for your practice. Today, for me, it's right now, in this moment, I have enough. Sometimes it's so easy to notice, inventory things that you don't have, or things that you want, or things that other people have. But if you're sitting with me this morning, you have internet, you probably have a roof over your head, clothes on your back. You have a lot to be grateful for. Right now, in this moment, I have enough. I am happy with what I have. Good. And then from here, we're just going to do a nice, easy little forward fold. We're just going to walk our hands forward as far as you're comfortable. You might be on your hands or your elbows. Your head could be up or down. This is a little bit more about the hip stretch. So I like to keep my head up. If you prefer, yours can round down. If you're feeling tension or tightness anywhere in your body, focus your breath. Imagine it flowing into those areas, and as you exhale, imagine the pain, tension, stiffness, whatever it is, leaving with your exhale. Good. One more breath, and then we're going to walk our hands over to the left for a little C stretch. So a C stretch is kind of like an awkward little stretch out over this bent knee. So I get so far, and then I need to kind of lift up, adjust a little, and come back down. So you might need to do that as well. Again, your head could be up or down. In this C stretch now, I'm feeling this on my opposite side, a little bit in my side, a little tiny bit in my hip. We're going to keep this left hand on the mat. We're going to circle our right arm. So we're going to bring it in front of us. Inhale as the arm comes up. And then we're going to exhale into a nice rainbow side stretch over to the left. You can use your hand or your elbow on the mat or your leg to support your body. We're opening up our heart chakra here, opening up along our side. Maybe you're looking up if it's comfortable for your neck. Again, breathing into areas of tension. Relaxing areas of your body that you don't need to hold for this pose, for this asana. I always have to relax my jaw, my neck. Those don't need to be stiff for this pose, this little side stretch. One more breath. We're going to inhale and come up. And then we're going to do a twist to that same side. So again, we're going to inhale, lengthen our spine. Exhale and twist, hand in front behind. Or you can use your right hand on the outside of your left knee. Think about inhaling and lengthening, exhaling and twisting. Maybe looking over your shoulder if that feels good. Just listen to your body. Soft, full, deep breaths. You always want to be able to breathe comfortably in yoga. So that's the first thing, the pranayama, yoga breath. Good. On our exhale, we're going to untwist back to center. And we're going to change up the cross of our legs. So whichever one is in front or on top, however you're sitting, we're just going to switch that up so we have some balance here. Good contact with our sits bones. Let's just start as we did before our meditation in the beginning, our centering. Good contact with our sits bones. We're going to bring our shoulders up, back, and down. A little military tuck to our chin. Just take a breath or two here. As you exhale, ground into the spot. Good. And then we're going to repeat that little series on the opposite side. So from here, we're going to walk our hands forward, only as far as you're comfortable, backing off. If you're feeling any pain. It could be on your hands or your elbows, your head could be up or down. Send that breath to relax the tense muscles that you might be experiencing. Now that we're in this opposite side hip stretch, I'm feeling a little bit of tension in my right hip. Not quite pain, but a little stiffness. I'm just going to imagine my breath flowing into those muscles, kind of circulating. Exhale and allow them to relax and release. And from here, we're going to walk our hands over to the right for that little C stretch. Again, if you have some excess going on in the middle like I do, you might need to lift up your torso, give it a little twist, and then come back down to get the full version, the full benefits of the C stretch. Again, relaxing tension where you don't need to hold it. Ever since the pandemic has kind of flared up, I've noticed that I've been raising my shoulders more. It's a very protective gesture, and I'm noticing that, so I need to kind of remind myself to let my shoulders come down. We're going to keep that right hand on the mat. We're going to bring our left arm in front of us. Inhale as it comes up. Exhale into a nice little rainbow side stretch. You can have your hand on the mat or your elbow or on your leg. Again, we're opening up along our side here, turning our heart chakra up. Your drishti or your gaze could be up the ceiling, or you can keep your head in neutral. Soft, full, deep breaths. Inhale back to center. We're going to do a twist to that same side. So again, inhale, lengthen, exhale and twist, hand in front and behind. Or you can use your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Think about inhaling and lengthening your spine, exhaling, twisting a little deeper. Maybe looking over that shoulder if that's comfortable for your neck. Soft, full, deep breaths. Good. And we're going to untwist back to center. We're going to do a few spinal rolls from here. So we're bringing our shoulder towards our opposite knee and kind of circling around. These could be fast or slow, big or small movements. Please adjust this whole practice to what feels right in your body, what suits you today. Some days I like to put a little pressure on my knee, so as my right shoulder is coming over towards my left knee, I press down my left knee gently, my right hip pops up a little, make these kind of larger. Maybe you're just staying more upright, just kind of stirring with your upper body. And then we're going to switch directions, so again, shoulder towards our opposite knee and circle. Good. Beautiful. Always coming back to your breath. Good. We're going to do one more in this direction. We're going to come back to stillness. And from here, we're going to transition into table. So we're just coming onto our hands and our knees with our wrists and shoulders in alignment. Knees and hips in alignment. Good. And then from here, we're going to curl our toes under, straighten our legs, and come back into our first down dog of the day. It's a little inverted V pose. And from here, you can move and stretch in any way that feels right. So maybe walking the dog, bending first one knee and then the other. Maybe coming up onto all 10 toes or pushing back into your heels. You can roll your inner elbows towards each other, whatever feels good here. For me, just pressing into my heels and lifting my tailbone feels best. Always coming back to the soft, full, deep breaths. Pressing into your palms and your heels. Listening to your body. Good. We're going to do one more breath. And then we're going to come down into the table. And we're going to do a thread the needle twist here. This threading the needle is going to come back throughout our practice today. And it's kind of the same motion. It's always one arm kind of going under the opposite arm. So we're going to let our weight come into our right palm, our right hand. We're going to lift our left hand up, palm facing up, and our left arm is going to slide under our right. left shoulder inside the head to the mat. This left arm with the palm up, sliding under our right arm. That's the thread the needle part. And you can keep your right hand on the mat, raise it in the air, bend it behind your back. Anything that you're familiar with or that feels good for your body. Make sure you're not holding any tension in your neck. Beautiful, nice, full deep breaths. And then from here, we're going to transition back into table. We're going to do a thread the needle twist on the opposite side. So we're going to let our weight come into our left hand. Right hand comes up, palm up. Right arm slides under our left. Right shoulder inside the head to the mat. And again, make adjustments. Make sure your neck is at a comfortable angle. Your left hand could be on the floor, in the air. You can bend it behind your back. Whatever feels good here. Good. One more soft, full deep breath. And then we're going to come back into table. We're going to curl our toes under here. We're going to come into a little frog squat. If squatting bothers your knees, skip it. We're going to be in a standing forward fold next. If you need to modify this in any way, please do that as well. In this one, our toes are curled under and our heels are up. We're going to bring our hands next to our knees, lift our knees up, walk our hands back. So again, our heels are up and our knees are pointed kind of towards the edges of the mat. You can keep your hands on the floor or you can bring them up into a little balancing squat. If you want to add a little level of difficulty here, you can close your eyes. Balance poses are always a lot more challenging if your eyes are closed. And again, listen to your body, modify if you need to. But if you're okay in the squat, this is really good for our digestion, elimination. It helps strengthen our ankles. Being up on our heels like this stretches that plantar fasciitis area, our arches. So it's really good to do if you have that kind of foot pain. Good. One more breath. And then we're going to come to a standing forward fold. So I'm going to bring my hands to the mat, straighten my legs, let my heels come down. I like my feet parallel to each other and my feet under my hips, so I'm going to do that here as well. And anything you want to do with your arms is fine. They could be dangling, you can make that little box with your head. And we're just going to shake out any lingering tension. Then your arms and hips sway from side to side, or forward and back. Shake out your head, your neck, your shoulders. Just imagine tension and stress draining away. Visualize it. Let it go. Just picture it kind of like dripping down, returning to the earth. Good. You can bend your knees, do a little bounce. Anything here, anything that feels good, that feels right. I'm noticing my hamstrings are a little tight today. I've been doing less yoga. Unfortunately, I need to get back to more yoga. I'm teaching less classes during this pandemic, with different places being closed. Not everywhere is offering online services. I need to get back to my own practice. One more breath. We're going to release our arms, slowly roll up to standing. Up on the inhale and pausing into Tadasana, mountain pose. Close your eyes, take a few breaths, come back to center. Check in, see how you're doing. Any new aches or pains pop up? Anything feel better or worse than when we started? Just notice. Another little body scan, head to toe to head, thought scan. If you set a goal or an intention, remind yourself of that here. Again, for me, it was right now in this moment, I have enough. And then we're going to open our eyes. We're going to start with just a little plat stretch. We're going to be doing dancer's pose momentarily. So we're just going to warm up for that a little bit. A little baby balance here. So feet under our hips into Tadasana. Weight is coming down into your left foot. We're going to start by bringing our right knee in towards our chest. Maybe you're just up on your toes today. Maybe your knee just comes up a little, or maybe you could really kind of squeeze it in. You can point and flex your foot, rotate your ankle here if you like. This is the same wind relieving pose we do when we're reclined. A little bit more challenging when we're standing. That's okay. Good. One more breath, and then we're going to see if we can line up our thighs and our knee and bring our right foot behind us. Reaching back for your right foot with your right hand or both hands. And in this one, we're not quite ready for dancer's pose yet. So in this one, we're pulling our foot towards our bottom. So we're stretching out our hip flexor and our quad muscle. Our knees are lined up, our thighs are lined up. Good. And just bringing that foot in towards our bottom. You can also be using a strap here if you like. We're going to be doing some triangles, side angles in a little bit. Some people like to use a block for those. You can do that as well before I forget to mention it. And we're going to release our right foot, kind of shake it out a little. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, of course. Tadasana, weights coming into your right foot. You can be up on your left toes, bend your left knee, or bring that left knee all the way in towards your chest. Again, this is just wind relieving pose, standing up. So if you like to rotate your ankle, drawing circles with your toes, point and flex, whatever feels good. We're thinking about squeezing that knee in on each exhale. Good. It's okay if you're struggling with the balance. And then we're going to try to line up our left thighs, bring our left foot behind us. You can hold on to your left foot with one hand, both hands. Whew, I'm struggling a little bit there. Let's see if I can get it back. One hand, both hands, a strap, whatever you like. Again, this one, we're just preparing. So we're lining up our knees and our thighs. We're bringing our foot towards our bottom, stretching out our hip flexor and our quad. I didn't make it, I lost it there. Good, one more breath. We'll release our foot, shake out our standing leg a little. One more little warm up before we move into our standing flow series here. We're going to do a crescent moon side stretch, and then we're going to make a big circle, like tracing the clock. You can either go halfway, or you can go all the way to the floor. I'm going all the way to the floor today. Of course, modify as you like. So from Tadasana, we're just going to take that breath. Beautiful. Then we're going to inhale our arms up, interlace our fingers, index fingers up, shoulders away from our ears. Little crescent moon side stretch to the right. We're not circling quite yet. Let's set up this side stretch. Just like in our seated pose, we're opening up along our side. We're pulling our shoulder blades together, turning our heart chakra up. Our shoulders are away from our ears. And you might be looking up if it's comfortable for your neck. Good. Now we're going to trace the clock here. Again, you can move at your own pace, moving with your breath. We're only going to be doing one on each side. You can either hold a continuous stretch, or you can sort of point at each point on the clock. And again, I'm going all the way to the floor in this one, but if you just want to move your upper body, that's also fine. So from this crescent moon side stretch, we're going to exhale and start to point our fingers down. Transition your weight from foot to foot as you need to, and let your body naturally turn. Exhale as your hands are starting to come down. As far as you're comfortable, our weight is shifting from one foot to the other. Engage your core as you lift your torso up. That really helps with lower back pain, protecting our lower back. We're coming back to a crescent moon side stretch to the same side. Good. If you want to add a little balance here, you can just lift that left foot slightly off the floor. And back to center. Exhale, hands down. Same thing on the other side. So we're going to inhale our arms up. Interlace our fingers, shoulders away from our ears. A little crescent moon side stretch to the left. Again, we're going to spend some time here setting this up before we circle. So again, we're opening up along our side, turning our heart chakra up. Our shoulders are away from our ears. Your gaze is maybe up at the ceiling. Send your breath into areas of tightness. And then on your next exhale, you can start to circle, tracing the clock in the opposite direction. Letting your weight shift from foot to foot as needed. Exhaling as your hands are coming down. Tightening your core and inhaling as your arms are coming up. You could be moving faster or slower than I am. It's all fine because we're going to come back to a crescent moon side stretch to the same side. We're going to hold it for a breath. Maybe letting our weight sink into our left foot, just lifting our right foot up for a little baby balance. Good, one more breath. We're going to inhale back to center. Exhale, hands down. I think we're going to do a little chest expansion here before we move on. Wherever you're comfortable, your hands could be on your hips and you're pulling your shoulder blades back together. Or you can interlace your fingers. You can bring your palms together and straighten out your arms. Maybe lifting your arms off your back. Maybe adding a little back bend, hips coming forward. Just open up that heart chakra and your shoulders here a little bit. Soft, full, deep breaths. Good. Then we're going to release our arms. You can shake it out a little. And we're going to start our flow from the back end of our mat. Just going to grab a quick drink here. Good. So we're going to start off with dancer's pose. And then we're going to be stepping forward with our right foot, right from dancer's pose. Best case scenario, we're doing that without touching our foot down. But, you know, whatever. Everything is fine in this yoga class, so it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't always have to work, it's all okay. So we're going to start towards the back of our mat in Tadasana. Let's again just take that nice full deep breath here, hands together for position, inhale. And then as you exhale, let your weight come down into your left foot. Good. And then from here, we're going to come in, we're going to bend our right knee. And maybe you're up on your right toes, you're bending that right knee, or you're reaching back for that right knee, or right foot with your right hand. Ooh. 1 second. There we go. Good, and then this time, you can raise your left arm, you can push your, we're raising our left arm, pushing our right foot into our right hand, and maybe coming down halfway into dancer's pose. If your shoulders and chest are open enough, you can reach both hands back towards that foot, and of course you could be using a strap here if you prefer that. Focus your attention on a stationary object. If we have time, we're going to add on to this here in a moment, but for now, just dancer's pose. We're going to inhale and try to come all the way back up. Again, struggling is okay. We're going to try to bring that right knee in towards our chest for a little hug. We're going to step forward with that right foot up on our left toes, circling our arms in just an upright lunge here, opening our heart chakra. Good. Then we're going to let our back heel rotate down to the mat. We're going to reach out as we come down, lengthen our spine. Imagine somebody's pulling you by your fingertips as you're folding forward. Lengthen, 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 and then let your hands come down and your head and shoulders relax in pyramid. Ideally, our hands are on the mat, so our front leg is straight and our weight is shifted back. Your hands could be above your knee if that's more comfortable, or you could be using blocks here. Ideally, our hamstring is straight here, so we're getting nice long hamstring stretch in our pyramid. I'm realizing that this first time through today, I should have done the opposite foot because my back is going to be facing you. So hopefully you'll be able to follow along. I don't want to switch on the mat now or else I'm going to forget where we were. So sorry about that. So one more breath in our pyramid, and we're going to come into a standing split. So we're going to start to shift our weight forward and lift our left leg into the air. Both hands on the mat. Just going to adjust my screen here. Sorry about that. Just went dark on me. Good. Nice standing split. Again, this is just a forward fold with our left leg in the air. We're going to add onto it a little bit later. But now you can always come back to this regular standing split if you prefer. Put a little bend in your right knee. We're going to drop down. We're going to drop our left toes down to the mat, then our left knee to the mat, and a modified lunge here. We're going to take a breath, tighten our core, lift our torso up, little modified crescent lunge, opening up our left hip flexor, shoulder blades together, opening up our heart chakra. One more breath. And then we're going to chaturanga. You can go at your own pace. and meet up in down dog, or you can follow along with me. Hands on the mat, curling our left toes under, stepping back into plank and lower. Drop your knees when you need to. Hover if you can. Hands under your shoulders, baby cobra, full cobra, up dog, whatever feels good here. If you're familiar with my classes, for whatever reason, holding cobra seems right in my body, so I hold that a little bit longer. And that's okay, that's what's right in my body. So it feels good for me today. And then we're gonna exhale and come into down dog. So again, I'm sorry, hopefully I can talk us through this because my back is going to be towards you. Sorry about that. Obviously when we get to the other side, you'll be able to see better. So one more breath here in our down dog. And then we're gonna bring our right foot forward between our two hands in a lunge. It's okay if it takes more than one step to get there. And we really wanna make sure that our right knee is over our right ankle. That protects our knee for being in a compromised position. If you have knee pain, you know that once your knees go, they're gone, so you want to be extra careful with it. Good. So from our low lunge here, we're going to let our back heel rotate down to the mat. We're going to bring our right hand to our right ankle, to the big toe side of our right foot, or our right forearm to our right thigh. We're going to open our left arm up into a side angle. Good. Your drishti, your gaze could follow that raised fingers. If you joined me last week, we did a little bit of this as well. Good, nice side angle. Breathing into areas of tightness, relaxing and releasing with each breath out. Good, one more breath. Again, we're gonna try to keep our knee over our ankle. We wanna tighten our core here because we're gonna lift our torso up through warrior two, into a reverse or revolved warrior, sinking into our front knee, opening up along our side. Beautiful. One more breath. We're going to press into our front heel and bring our arms parallel to the floor. We're going to come into triangle here, and then we're going to use either closed book or thread the needle. We're going to do that 3 times. So from both legs are straight, back heels on the mat. We're going to reach out over that straight right leg, and we're going to let our left hand come to where it's comfortable. It could be above your thigh, knee, ankle, or floor. Usually in triangle, I bring my hand up pretty high because my hip rolls forward, but because of what we're doing next, I like my hand on my ankle for this one. Left fingers to the ceiling. Good, this is very similar to that side angle. Our front leg is just straight instead of our knee being bent. Now we're gonna take this left hand, we're gonna close the book. So we're gonna bring this left hand all the way down. I like it to touch my right foot, side of my right foot. We're going to inhale and bring it all the way back up. So you can either repeat that 2 times, or you can add a little thread the needle. I like to let my drishti or gaze follow this hand. So as we exhale, we're bringing that hand down. Left palm faces up, and our left arm is just threading under our right leg a little bit as far as you're comfortable. And then we're going to inhale and come all the way back up. One more time. Exhale, hand comes down. Maybe threading the needle or closing the book. Inhale all the way back up. Good, one more breath. Then we're going to bring one hand on either side of our front foot, up on our left toes. One more chaturanga here, plank and lower. Again, at your own pace or following along with me. Baby cobra, full cobra, up dog. Exhale into down dog. Good. Then from our down dog, we're going to lift our right leg in the air, 3-legged down dog, pressing into our palms and our left heel, stretching our right leg back. And then we're going to see if we can walk our hands back towards our left foot. Again, this is a standing split. My foot is touching my plant, high plant. You can add a little extra balance to this. Sorry, I'm going to move forward so that I'm not kicking my plant here. By bringing first one hand and then the other off the mat. I like to hold on to my ankle or thigh. Beautiful. Then both hands to the floor, both feet to the floor, standing forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Reverse one, dive all the way back up to standing. And exhale. Hands down. Good, so we're going to repeat that on the other side. Sorry, I have to adjust my leggings here a little, are folding forward. And I need to get a little drink before we get to the other side. Sorry about that. we're going to repeat everything on the left side, or whatever side you haven't done. Mountain pose towards the back end of our mat. Hands together in prayer position. Just take that nice full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let your weight ground to your right foot. Then you can come up on your left toes, bend your left knee, reach back for your left foot with your left hand. Good. You can stick with the quad stretch, or you can fold forward, pushing your left foot into your hand, adding that back bend. Dancer's pose. Beautiful. Just focusing on that stationary object, using your breath. We're going to inhale and come up. Again, I'm going to try not to touch down this left foot. We're going to bring that left knee in towards our chest. A little wobbly, that's okay. Squeeze in on the exhale. Then we're going to step forward with that right foot. Circle our arms up on our right toes. We're stepping forward with our left foot. Coming up onto our right toes, a little upright lunge. Then our back heel's rotating down to the mat. And pyramid. So we're reaching out as we come down. Imagine somebody is pulling your arms just gently the whole way down. Your hands could be above your knee with a bent knee. Your hands could be reaching towards the floor or on the floor, or a block, of course. Full expression here, our hands are on the mat. Our front leg is straight and our weight is shifted back. I'm on my fingertips. You might be able to bring your palms down. Sending your breath into tight muscles. Stretching your hamstrings can help with lower back pain. And if you have lower back pain and you're like, oh, I'm going to stretch my hamstrings to relieve that, you want to hold the stretch for at least 30 seconds. Good. One more breath. We're going to transition our weight to our front foot. Lift our right leg up. A little standing split. Again, this is great hamstring stretch. This is just a forward fold. One leg just happens to be in the air. Good. One more breath. A little bend in our left knee. We're going to lower our right toes, then our right knee to the mat. Make sure your left knee is over your left ankle. Engage our core as we come up into a crescent lunge. Modified crescent lunge because our back knee is on the floor. Open up our heart chakra. Take a few breaths. Maybe close your eyes. I often close my eyes during my yoga practice because there's so much going on that it helps me really focus on what I'm doing, being in the present moment. We're going to exhale our hands down either side of our front foot. Chaturanga at your own pace, or follow along with me. Lift your back knee off the mat. Plank and lower. Cobra, down dog when you're ready. There's always time to catch up in down dog. You can also, of course, be in table or child's pose if you need to catch a little bit more of your breath. Maybe give your wrists a little bit of a rest. Good, whatever feels good. Good. One more breath in our down dog. And our left foot is coming forward between our two hands. So we start off with our right heel up. That makes this a lunge. But as soon as we let our right heel rotate down to the mat, that's how we get to a side angle or warrior poses instead of lunges. So then your left hand could come to a block, to the big toe side of your left foot, onto your left ankle, or your left forearm could come to your left thigh, right fingers to the ceiling. Forearm on your thigh is perfectly fine, or you can bring your hand lower, whatever feels good for you. Think about trying to stack your arms. Maybe your gaze is looking up at your raised fingers. Few breaths. One of the keys here, as we're going to lift our torso in a moment, is keeping that left knee bent over our left ankle. That's where we're building some strength and power. Instinct is going to want to have you straighten that leg. We're not quite ready for that yet. So try to keep that knee over our ankle, tighten our core, lift our torso, reverse our evolved warrior two. Still sinking into our front knee. Beautiful. Good. We're going to bring our hands parallel to the floor, straighten out our front leg, and then triangle. And again, we're going to be closing the book or threading the needle, so that might determine where you put your supporting hand. We're going to reach out over our left leg. Hand can come above the knee, below the knee, ankle to a block, to the floor, whatever you like. I like mine on my ankle for this. And we're going to start off in triangle, just opening our heart chakra. You can look up at your raised fingers if that's comfortable for your neck. Soft breaths. And then we're going to close this book. So we're going to exhale and let this right hand come down. I like it to just kind of touch the side of my left foot. Inhale and open all the way back up. We're going to do that 2 more times. You can either close the book like we just did or add a little thread the needle where we're threading our right arm under our left leg. So we're going to exhale, kind of come down. Right palm faces up. It scoops under our left leg. And then we're going to inhale and come back up. Good. We're going to do 1 more breath. 1 more time. Threading the needle. Maybe going a little further. We're closing the book if that is your preference today. 1 more breath in our triangle Trikonasana. We're going to bring one hand on either side of our front foot. Pivot up on our back toes. Make sure that left knee is bent over our left ankle. 1 more chaturanga, plank and lower. Drop your knees when you need to. Hover if you can. Baby cobra, full cobra, up dog, whatever you like. Exhale into down dog. Good. 1 more breath in our down dog. Table or child's pose. And then we're going to lift our left leg up. 3-legged down dog. Cleared my plant this time, so that's good. Then we're going to walk our hands back to, oh, there's the plant. Walk our hands back to our right foot. So we're in a standing split. Maybe adding extra balance, lifting first one hand off the mat, then the other. 1 more breath. Both feet to the floor. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Try not to lock your knees. Engage your core as you inhale. Reverse one. Drive all the way back up to standing. And exhale. Hands down. Great. So again, we're going to come back to our dancer's pose. You can repeat either the quad stretch or dancer's pose, or you can add on to it, whatever you like. This is one of those extra challenging balance poses. So, you know, I give myself a break. It doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be perfect. I like to give it a try. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All of that is okay. This is adding a forward fold to that dancer's pose. So some people like to have a block. To be honest with you, I get to be about 8 inches and I'm like, oh, I can't go any further, but then I trust myself when it comes to the mat. I feel like if I would put a block there, I would never get to the full version of it. But you know your body, you know what's best for you. Any of it is fine. Whatever you're doing is fine. Let's just take a nice full deep breath here. Exhale and let your weight sink into your left foot. There we go. Then we're going to hop on our right toes, bend our right knee, reach back for our right foot with our right hand. Same thing we've been doing throughout our practice today. Left fingers to the ceiling. You can stay here. You can push your foot into your hand, come down halfway in dancer's pose, or you can bring this left hand all the way to the mat. Again, I get like 8 inches and I have to trust myself. Or you can use a block, that's also fine. Pushing your foot into our hand, lots going on here. It's kind of like a standing split with a bind. We're going to engage our core, put a bend in our left knee, and we're going to try to come back up. Often, my coming up isn't as graceful as coming down. Tadasana, that's okay. Shake out your standing leg a little. Same thing on the other side. My shirt is all bunched up back here. Sorry about that. Breath into Tadasana. As you exhale, let your weight ground into your right foot. Again, you could be on your left toes. That's fine. You could bend your left knee or reach back for your foot with your hand. Stop at whatever stage is right for you today. Try to find your balance before moving on. Foot towards your bottom, or dancer's pose where you're exaggerating that back bend, or bringing this right hand all the way to the mat. Good. If you're pretty comfortable here, you can continue pushing your foot into your hand, arching your back. Me, I'm just barely making it here. We want to make sure we put a little bend in our right knee. We don't want to lock out that knee. We want to engage our core as we inhale and come up. Whew. Back to Tadasana. Sorry about that. Shake out your standing leg. Beautiful. Good. So we're going to come back towards the back end of our mat. Let's just take another nice full deep breath. The breathing, that pranayama, that's the first stage in yoga. You always want to be able to come back to your breath. Sometimes I get so excited about what we're doing or what I want to show you or tell you that I don't breathe enough. So I have to remind myself, breathe. Inhale and exhale. We're going to come back to that squat we did earlier. Heels up, knees out. A little frog squat. Adjust if you need to. We're going to inhale our arms up. Palms together as we bring our hands down. I'm going to lift my lift my heels, knees towards the edges of the mat. Nice and easy in that squat. Again, if you need to be sitting on a block, if you need to skip this, if your hands are on the floor, that's fine. Any of those are fine. Good, one more breath. If you want to go a little further, you can raise your arms and do a little forward fold between your hips. Reaching across your back, pointing towards the front edge of our mat. Soft, full breaths. Good. One more breath. And we're going to bring our hands to the mat. We're going to come into table. Good. From table, we're going to push our hips back towards our heels for a little extended child's pose. Just let your back and shoulders rest. Forehead towards the floor, on the floor, whatever works here. Always running out of time. Good, one more breath, and then we're going to transition into cobra. So we're going to lift our head, shift our weight forward, come down into cobra or baby cobra. Pausing here, pressing into our palms, shoulders away from our ears, maybe tipping your chin up. Let's do a little lying here. Lying works out really well in our cobra pose. So that's just your gaze is up where the ceiling of all meet, and it's a good. Stretching our face, opening our eyes wide, sticking our tongue out. Let's do that again. Inhale and then exhale. A little lion face. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Good. Then we're going to come down onto our elbows and Sphinx pose. We're going to come back to that thread the needle twist that we've been working on today. This is my favorite. The journey is half the battle, so you can kind of come into this twist without doing all the steps in between, but I kind of like the journey to get there. The key is to let your legs be comfortable. Your legs don't need to be in a specific position, so I like my top leg over my bottom leg, just, let your body kind of go with it. So we're going to start out by raising our right elbow off the mat. Left hand comes up, palm up. This is the thread the needle part. We're going to let our left hand thread the needle under our right hand. We sort of roll to our left shoulder. Again, my top leg is coming over my bottom leg. We want it nice and comfortable there. Alligator arms, palms together. Keep your head off the mat until we're ready. We're going to inhale that top arm up and around for a twist. And then once you're in this twist, you can kind of press into your head and walk your shoulder out, press into your shoulder and adjust your head until you are in your best version of this twist. I find in me, this thread the needle twist is a little bit higher up of a spine twist for me than a normal rotated stone posture where I'm moving my knees instead of my upper body. This just feels so good for me right now. One more breath. We're going to make our way back into Sphinx. So we're coming back onto our elbows, and we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. I'm kind of off my mat a little bit here because I'm up against my wall, so don't let that very off. Left elbow off the mat. Right hand comes up, palm up. Right arm slides under our left. Right shoulder inside the head to the mat. Legs comfortable. Keep your head up to start. Straight arms in like a crocodile. And then we're going to inhale that right arm up and around for a twist. You can walk your head and shoulders until you're in your best twist. Settle in, close your eyes, take a few breaths. Sometimes I feel a little tightness in the skin, kind of on the front part of my chest, my shoulder, like where my armpit is. If you're feeling that, just bend your elbow. It just takes that tightness away. Soft, full, deep breaths. One more breath. belly in Sphinx. Elbows under our shoulders. Tip your chin up, open up that throat chakra a little bit. And then we're gonna bring our hands under our shoulders and come back into extended child's pose. Hips towards our heels, forehead towards the floor. Let your body relax and release. Child's pose is a good pose to do if you just need to kind of like let go. So one of the ways we can do that is by putting a little bit of pressure on our third eye. So that can mean your forehead to the floor or forehead to a block. I like one hand on top of the other, my forehead to my hand. Just that little tiny bit of pressure tells our body to relax and release. So let go here. One more breath. And then we're going to slowly roll up, cross one ankle over the other, and have a seat. We're running out of time here, so we're going to take about a minute and a half to finish out your practice. Anything you want to do before relaxation. Often in these human breathing classes, that means an inversion, shoulder stand, headstand, handstand, maybe legs up the wall, maybe you need pigeon. We didn't do any recline poses today. So if you need a recline pose before your practice feels complete, now is a good time for that. Just take some time, listen to what your body needs. There are no wrong choices. Maybe you're ready to just start to settle into a Savasana pose. That's also fine. And if you need to do something on the opposite side or you need a counter pose, now is a good time for that. No, it's all over. A disaster this morning. Like right before class started, I spilled iced coffee all down the front of me, all down my shirt, and it was a big mess. Now I have fuzzies all over. And now as you finish up your last of your poses, the last of your asanas, last of the prep for relaxation, and start to make your way into any pose you'd like to do for Savasana. You could be lying on your back with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Your legs could be extended. If your legs are extended, you can bring your heels out to the edges of your mat and let your feet flop open. You can press down into your elbows to tuck your shoulder blades under. Hands lower than your heart, palms facing up in a gesture that's open and receptive. You can tip your chin so your spine is nice and long. Settle in here, close your eyes. Bring your attention once again to your breath. Just focus on your breathing, breathing in and out. Make any adjustments you need to allow you to relax. Let go completely and breathe. Inhale, and as you exhale, relax. Release to the floor. And then here, think about your toes. Relax and release your toes. Relax the tops of your feet, soles of your feet. Relax your heels. Relax your ankles, feel the tension melt away. Relax your shins, calves. Relax the back of your knees, side of your knees. Relax your kneecaps. Breathe. Inhale. And as you exhale, relax. Release to the floor. Think about your thighs. Relax and release your thighs. Relax your hips and bottom. Relax your lower back, middle back, upper back. Breathe. Inhale. And as you exhale, relax. Release to the floor. Relax your hips, belly, sides, ribs, and chest. Inhale. as you exhale, relax, release to the floor. Think about your fingers. Relax and release your fingers. Relax the palms of your hands, back of your hands. Relax your wrists. Breathe. Inhale, and as you exhale, relax. Release to the floor. Think about your lower arms. Relax and release your lower arms. Relax your elbows, upper arms, and shoulders. Relax your shoulders, feel the tension melt away. Relax your neck, throat, jaw, and chin. Relax your teeth, tongue, cheeks, all around your eyes. Relax your brow. Inhale. And as you exhale, relax. Release to the floor. Relax your hair, scalp, ears. Relax and release your entire body. Focus on your breathing, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in, out. And now slowly begin to bring your attention back into your breath. Focus on your breathing, breathing in and out. Begin to bring attention back into your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. You can gently turn your head from side to side, moving and stretching any way that feels right. Maybe rotating your wrists and ankles before bringing your knees in towards your chest for a little hug. Pausing, breathing, before rolling gently to one side, taking a moment, taking a breath. And then making your way up slowly to a seated pose with your eyes closed or softly gazing. Once again, take a moment. Notice how you're feeling. Know you can find your way to peace and well-being by concentrating on your breath, being in the present moment. You can remind yourself of a goal or an intention. For me, it was right now in this moment, I have enough. We'll bring our hands together in prayer position at heart center. The light and love in me honors. The light and love in you. Namaste. Well, thank you so much for joining me this Sunday morning. Again, I'm Jessie. I teach the first and second Sunday of each month on Human Breathing Yoga's Facebook page. And I also teach Monday meditations from 9 to 9:15. Those are also on Human Breathing's Facebook page. So our Sunday classes and our meditations are all on the Facebook page. Those continue to be free. But the rest of our class schedule is on Zoom. So you can check out our Facebook page for more information. It's like a monthly fee, you get unlimited yoga. It's a